What a do, skibbity boo, it's your boy Shiny B Gaming, and today we're going to be going over the 8.6 patch notes, the Dark Enchantress, coming out today on June 15th. First, we're going to be going over the item changes, the god changes, the game mode changes, the new skins coming to the game, and finally, Morgan Le Fay's kit. I will be uploading a Morgan Le Fay mid video for tomorrow, so if that is something you are interested in, make sure you subscribe for some more Smite content. Let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Starting with the item changes, first we have Benevolence. Fixed an issue where Benevolence could provide a 5 gold per second benefit and still be sold at full value. Players will now need to leave the fountain with Benevolence to gain the gold per 5 seconds. Mask increased the cost from 500 to 700. All items above this still cost the same as they currently do. Increased the HP from 50 to 100 and increased the mana from 50 to 100. Fighter's Mask increased the physical power from 30 to 40, increased the magical power from 60 to 70. Rangda's Mask increased the physical power from 60 to 70, increased the magical power from 100 to 120, decreased the damage dealt increase from 20% to 15%, and decreased the damage taken increase from 20% to 15%. Protector's Mask increased the health from 50 to 100. Lono's Mask increased the health from 250 to 300. Increase the damage taken decrease from 20% to 15%, increase the damage dealt decrease from 20% to 15%, increase the healing done decrease from 20% to 15%, Transcendence decrease the cost from 2,600 to 2,450, Death's Toll increase the magical power from 25 to 30, Emerald Ring now provides 5% attack speed, Enchanted Ring increased attack speed from 10% to 15%, Ring of Akate decreased the cost from 2,600 to 2,500, increased the magical power from 80 to 90. Vampiric Shroud increased the magical power from 25 to 30 and decreased the cost from 750 to 700. Up next, we're going to be going over the god changes. The first god to receive a change is Athena. Reach. Reach's previous description made it unclear how much Reach would deal damage and missed describing key components. Rather than describing it as a scaling bonus, we are now comparing its damage as a multiplier to your basic attack damage. Nothing has changed, but it should be more clear how to calculate how much damage Reach does. Reach also did less damage on subsequent targets. This is also now described in the description. Alpoash, in general, increased his base health from 400 to 450, increased the base physical protections from 9 to 13. Empty the Crypts decreased the cooldown from 100 seconds to 90 seconds. Artemis suppressed the Insolent, increased the base damage. It was on a scale of 80 to 280, now it's going to be on a scale of 90 to 290, so plus 10 at all ranks. Horus, Fracture, increased the dash range from 35 units to 40 units. Hoi, Ricochet, increased the base damage. It was on a scale of 75 to 255, now it's going to be on a scale of 85 to 265, so plus 10 at all ranks. Izanami, Fade Away, decreased the cooldown. It was on a scale of 20 to 16 seconds, now it's going to be on a scale of 17 to 15 seconds. Kumbhakarna, Throw Back, increased base damage on the initial hit. It was on a scale of 70 to 350. Now it's going to be on a scale of 90 to 350. Groggy Strike, increased the base damage. It was on a scale of 90 to 290. Now it's going to be on a scale of 90 to 310. Mercury, Made You Look, increased the base damage. It was on a scale of 70 to 210. Now it's going to be on a scale of 80 to 220. So plus 10 at all ranks. Merlin Dragonfire. Dragonfire will now go on cooldown immediately instead of waiting until the end of this ability's effect. This is going to effectively buff the cooldown by 3 seconds at all ranks. Then they're also going to increase the cooldown of Dragonfire. It was on a scale of 16 seconds to 12 seconds. Now it's going to be on a scale of 18 seconds to 14 seconds. So combined with the change of whenever this goes on timer, this is going to be a 1 second cooldown buff at all ranks. Rama, Rolling Assault, increased scaling on the bonus damage shot from 25% to 30%. Astral Barrage, increased base damage. It was on a scale of 180 to 520. Now it's going to be on a scale of 180 to 540. And finally, we have Vulcan, Magma Bomb, increased base damage. It was on a scale of 70 to 270. Now it's going to be on a scale of 80 to 280. Up next, we're going to be going over some of the game mode changes. Arena. Cthulhu's hold over the world has faded, and the arena map is going to return to its previous state. If you are new to Smite, this is the classic Joust Map, and it is going to be returning this patch. In general, the classic Joust map will be replacing the current Joust map in normal and ranked queues for the 3v3 and 1v1s. Both Joust maps are going to be available for custom games. All changes here apply to the 3v3 and 1v1 modes unless otherwise specified. Increased XP split from 0 to 0.5. Lane minions, classic Joust now uses the same base stats for lane minions as the Season 7 Joust, including the reward and stat scaling. Lane minion stats and rewards now scale every 1 minute. Jungle camps, added pre-timers to all jungle camps. Jungle camps now use the same monsters with base stats and rewards from Conquest without their abilities. Jungle camp stats and rewards now scale every 2 minutes. Jungle buff, damage, increase physical and magical power by 20%, plus 10 magical power and 5 physical power. Mana grants 25 MP5 and 10% cooldown reduction. Speed, increased movement speed by 15%. At 10 minutes, both damage buff camps become enhanced. Enhancing damage buff additionally now provides 30% increased damage to enemy towers and phoenixes. Structures decrease phoenix HP 5 from 40 to 10. And for the art, the map art has been updated from its last iteration and is no longer fall or Halloween themed. Up next, we're going to be going over the new skins coming out in this patch. First up, we have the Dark Enchantress Morgan Le Fay, which is the standard recolor. Then we have the Ascended Morgan Le Fay, which is the Season Pass 2021 recolor. The Morgan Le Fay Mastery skins. We have the Deep Space Ratatoskr, which is going to be Talons of Tyranny. The Tyr-Rex tier, which is also Talons of Tyranny. The Tombstone Raider Hachiman, which is going to be the Talons of Tyranny. We have the Divine Axe Izanami, which is going to be Talons of Tyranny. The Dread President Cthulhu, which is going to be exclusive to the Independence Day chest. The Eagle's Elbow Camazotz, which is also going to be exclusive to the Independence Day chest. We have the Neon Trails Neja, which is going to be a viewer pass skin. And then we have the Gecko Guardian Ymir, which is going to be exclusive to the Gecko Guardian DLC bundle. Of the skins, I think the Neon Trails Neja is probably my favorite, but I'm looking forward to seeing all of them in game. And finally, we are going to be going over Morgan Le Fay's kit. Morgan Le Fay's 1, Sigil Mastery. Morgan Le Fay summons a crashing magical sword imbued by a sigil of her choice, which is briefly carved into the ground. Enemy gods hit are marked with the sigil, causing secondary effects. The Mark of the Mind is going to fear enemies away from the center of the sigil. Mark of the Body is going to create a slowing field. Mark of the Soul is going to spawn a decoy that attacks enemy gods hit for 4 seconds. Morgan Le Fay's 2, Dragonflight. Morgan Le Fay summons a dragon apparition which bursts from the ground in front of her, dealing damage and knocking up enemies. The dragon then flies forward, dealing damage again and knocking back enemies. This is going to apply Mark of the Spirit to an enemy god. Morgan Le Fay's 3, Shroud of Wildfire. Morgan Le Fay dons and sends forth a cloak of wildfire, damaging enemies and stopping on enemy gods. On expiration, the wildfire explodes in an area, leaving a 4-second debuff on an enemy that continues to deal damage. While the debuff persists, enemies that use a movement ability combust, taking damage again. Morgan Le Fay gains movement speed for using this ability and can extend the debuff on enemies with continued basic attacks. This is going to apply Mark of Matter on enemy gods hit. Morgan Le Fay's ultimate, Consuming Power. Morgan Le Fay rises into the air, consuming the marks on enemies in front of her, dealing damage and empowering her next strikes. For a short duration after, Morgan Le Fay can fire out 3 devastating strikes of dark energy, dealing damage and providing a missing health heal per enemy god. Initial marks consumed increase the width and energy of projectiles. Subsequent hits per projectile is reduced by 50%. And finally, Morgan Le Fay's passive, Empowered Blade. Morgan Le Fay's abilities mark enemy gods, also activating the shared symbol on her sword, providing magical power. Once her sword has gained all 5 symbols, Morgan Le Fay becomes empowered, gaining double the magical power buff and reducing the cooldown of Consuming Power, her ultimate, by 10 seconds before the symbols are drained. That is going to be the end of this video. I am going to have a Morgan Le Fay video for mid out tomorrow. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more Smite content. Thank you everybody for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.